Alright, box showed up kind of late though, so that's why this video is going out so late today. And it's long, and I just realized there's like, oh come on, this box open up. This box is being very annoying. There's a couple other things buried deep in here, but God, I guess guess I also have to figure out. Jesus, that's a big box. I can't even begin with that because it's not the only Gundam thing that arrived. Let's see. I'm going to show this. I guess before that, this is the non-anime thing that arrived that's to show. It's a Doom for the Switch. And put this over there and remember to talk about it. But as you can see here, this is Mobile Suit Gundam The Origin Volume 5 Blu-ray Disc Collector's Edition. Which I left in this box this far, but now it's coming out. Okay, nothing else in that box. So, if you've not seen the first 4 volumes of this, as you can see, it's huge. It's like, it's more like a laser disc or something like that. Although it's going to be a, I guess this is the one thing. I don't know much about the context, but oh well. So let's actually dive into this thing. I'm trying to think, am I feeling okay? Here we go. Oh, look, get ripped, but that's okay, because I think this is one of the examples of, yeah, it doesn't really need, there we go. Doesn't really need the plastic. I think I tend to keep these for some reason, but y'all don't need to care about that. So let's see. I got the impression that Volume 4 was going to be all of this that there was, but now there's a Volume 5. So I'm not going to ask questions. Because I'm collecting. I'm a collector. I'll just collect all the things. Jesus, this is actually a really neat little book here. And we have some. These are actually some really fascinating things. Well, let's set this aside because this will go here. And oh, look, here's a poster version of the fronts. And then once we get inside, this is where everything starts looking a little more normal, I guess. It's all moon speak, but I don't know. I guess since I got it from Right Stuff, it's either going to be dubbed or it's going to be, yeah, these might actually need to go back in there to hold all this stuff together. Well, I guess it doesn't need to. I don't know. What's in the other? So first we got Clash at Loom. God, so much plastic covering all this stuff. Because I don't know what I can really show this, because it's all Japanese, so I'm not exactly sure I can point out stuff. This is, it says 1, 2, 3, 4 there. 5, 6, 7. I'm trying to think. Some of this stuff should probably say running length of 84 minutes. I don't know. Let's take a peek on the inside. Where we got a disc that's maybe not as cool as the rest of the packaging around it, but then I guess that's why sometimes you go for these collector's edition thingies, right? Because once you dig deep down into it, it all looks pretty damn cool. Did I even look at all this? This is the same images. Okay. And this, of course, was attached to it to give a back to it, and then we've got direction commentary, which has a lot of pictures and words, but in a language that I cannot speak, so maybe not super important. Just wish I remembered whether or not I kept this for the other ones. Technically the fourth volume is just behind me, not too far away, but yeah, fuck it, that works fine. And you got the storyboards and animation settings book. Yeah. It's pretty neat stuff. But, you know, this isn't like the only release this week, so I have to put it all back. And then finally, yeah, this is different than the image on the Blu-ray case. So, yeah, okay. That's worth knowing. And then, since we're dealing with huge things, let's deal with that next huge Iron-Blooded Orphans Mobile Suit Gundam Limited Edition box thing. Okay, so, box includes Season 1's Parts 1 and 2 Blu-ray. Okay. And next release is Season 2. Okay. I can double as diorama backdrops. Okay, what am I even dealing with? I guess this is some sort of... Here's a list of all the contents again. So I kind of feel like there's a plastic cover here that comes off somehow, and it keeps getting stuck. How annoying. Okay, there we go. I'm not gonna go far with this, even though I suspect the contents of this are not what gets kept. Like, I think there's a couple things inside this flimsier box. I don't think I've had any collector's edition thing quite like this one, have I? Although I do wonder if the see, when I saw that Mobile Suit Gundam something shipped from Amazon, I was like, oh, holy shit, did the Gundam Wing Blu-ray collection ship? But, you know, like, that's why I don't have the Blu-ray release. I think that might have come out this week. Okay, yeah, it's a little packed in here. Let's get the contents of this out so we can take a peek. Oh, look. Came with a free cardboard. I guess I'm going to put that down there because it looks like this is that thing I think they were mentioning for dioramas or something. Yeah, nothing inside of it. I think this, yeah, look at that. It comes with Season 1, Parts 1 and 2, and has empty space. Ooh. I called it empty space, and look, it's empty space. Except it's not empty space, there's actually something inside this space. Which, you know, just looking at the back there, there's space in this space. Oh, there's something else. What even is this show? I mean, this is obviously Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans. Okay, I saw pictures of people, so it's not just robots in disguise. I'm gonna definitely hold on to this. Well, let's take a good look here. See, this is a very Gundam approach, which is to, you know, show the mechas. Oh, look. Yeah, he looks pretty damn young. Maybe like an orphan, although I'm trying to think how many, there's a S1P1, which means Season 1, Part 1. Oh, it's right there as well. Okay. But aren't a lot of Gundam pilots kind of orphan-esque, or am I just a little wing-centric? And maybe they weren't all orphans. 13 episodes, English dub, Region A. Or maybe them being orphans has nothing to do, so we got... I'm trying to see if it says disc 1, because it does say episodes 1 through 7, which, you know, works pretty well, and this is 8 through 13, so 2 DVD versions, and then Blu-ray episodes 1 through 7. Wait, who released this? This is Funimation, right? Or is it a combination thing? Because going equal spread on the episodes like that, that's not very common for Funimation. Who did this? Well, Funimation did release some parts of it. Maybe it means they helped dub it. No, it's Funimation. So that's a very different behavior for Funimation. Not necessarily bad. It's different. And is that a girl? I mean, I think that doesn't look like a young man. That looks like, well, it looks like a young Scar from Fullmetal Alchemist. Once again, you know, the usuals, but episodes. 12 episodes, so there's a total 25 episodes here. And then once again, you got 21 through 20. Okay, so I can't even read that. 14 through 20. Okay, and then the Blu-rays. That's a 22. This said 22, right? What? Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought this said 23 to 25, but no, that's 21 to 25. So for some reason, 23 to 25. I don't know. That's more what I expected from a episode distribution. So let's quickly take a peek at this again. See if I read this wrong. So DVDs 1 through 7. Blu-rays 1 through 7. Huh. Okay, that's not bad, just really confusing. And somehow, I forget how these were in here. Which I'm pretty sure it wasn't like this, because I seem to recall taking this out and seeing... Oh well, whatever. And then let's take a quick peek at this. Plus, okay, this is Gundam Barbatos plus Motherborn Gun Metallic Gloss Injection. Let's take a peek. Oh, cool. I've never actually seen or had to try to assemble one of these. Or have I? Maybe the Zoid counts. I don't know. So I'll take this, and I'll actually toss that because I'm not putting it all back in that thing. We'll go with this, and now let's bring the stack of everything else, because not only are there these two things, but there's also all these things. So let's start going through. So first of all, Rosario Vampire. First time on Blu-ray. I kind of had trouble remembering that it hadn't come out on Blu-ray before, but yeah, it was DVD only. And okay, this is just a real confusing box. Not bad confusing, just, you know, this is the first and the second season, but I don't know why it needs to be presented as if it's like a two-in-one, like two very different things in one, as opposed to just, oh yeah, seasons 1 and 2, huh? And this is that Funimation? Yeah. God, Funimation's doing weird things. So we've got season 1 with 13 episodes. Region A, of course, English dub. I mean, there was an English dub before. obviously the sleeve was a little low. So we've got Blu-ray 1, Blu-ray 2, DVD 1, DVD 2, and you got a pretty good picture of the characters in the back, the harem cast, I guess, for lack of better words. And then we've got Season 2, Capo 2. Same old stuff, Region A. I guess I wasn't looking at the number of episodes. So that's kind of covering her eyes, but whatever. Blu-ray 1, Blu-ray 2, DVD 1, DVD 2. He's a little divided by it, but it's, I guess, not too bad. Just thinking, it's been a while since I watched it, and some of these things I don't remember too well. Oh well, 91 days to complete series. I keep wanting to read 910 days. And I don't know why this plastic is so loose, but it doesn't feel like anything's missing. And I guess as a limited edition thing, this is your standard. Oh look, regions A and B. You know, that's kind of why we check the back of all these things. His days for revenge are numbered. And okay, we generally are okay with looking at the postcards and sleeve things like this because it's easy to get them back in there. I'm not quite sure what kind of show this is. There's a styling going on here. It's reminding me of Bacana, so I'm thinking 1930s New York or something like that. But then again, sometimes they also do like modern day kind of a... I'm going to call it York punk for lack of better something or the other. Let's take a peek. Lawless Heaven. Crunchyroll. I think this was probably shown on Crunchyroll. Okay. Blu-ray, DVD. I suspect these two men don't like each other. Like somebody's trying to get revenge on the other. That's your booklet, and I bet I can do this, which we did for the first time in a long time last week, I think. Oh look, and next we have Pokemon Champions Edition. That would be the Blu-ray release of Season 1. Hecho in Mexico. Well, the disc was made in Mexico, but the plastic was made in China or something like that. I don't know. Seems weird to say the disc was made in Mexico. Weird, like, why wasn't everything else manufactured in Mexico? Okay, that looks a lot clearer without the plastic, maybe, unless, no, I don't know. Six disc. I'm not saying it say anything about region, but I'm kind of curious. I'm not sure how many regions have released. Oh, that's actually kind of cool. Let's take a look at this first. Oh look, there we go. It's the region A thing. Approximately 1,248 minutes. They're calling it HD. 52 episodes. So it's probably based on the US definition of season, maybe? Because I thought, I don't know, it doesn't matter. I'll collect whatever they release. That's 6. Not much comment down there, so what's this? Red and blue box set. Oof. Oh. Huh. It's a cookbook. Pikachu Sweet Potato. Oh, recipe card. That's actually kind of neat. And then, this is the first. Page of this action-packed manga. That's a pretty cool inclusion. Like that. I think I'd rather have it be inside the case like this, so that we've got. And then I guess we put this here like that. Okay. And then last but not least, we've got a Blue Exorcist Kyoto Saga, which, you know, it seems like it's been a while since an Aniplex release like this has come in. Something where I buy separate DVD and Blu-ray versions, and for Blue Exorcist it kind of makes sense because it matches the older releases, previous releases. So let's see, I see English linear PCM, approximately that. So this would be English dubbed. Guess before we go too far, let's take a peek underneath the sleeve. Get the full disc image. Oh, look, it's volume 1. Which I guess you know with the paper on, because it also says volume 1. Let's see, taking a look at the contents, we have special booklet 1. It's a good general impression of the contents. We got some postcards and say, oh, what did you think of this release? Something or the other. And so let's look at the actual contents of the Blu-ray version of this. Disc 1, Disc 2. Oh. Is this maybe reversible? I guess it's an interesting idea. Who are these people? Did I just completely forget people? Oh, let's look at the DVD version. See, it says stuff down here. I'm not sure if it says anything really notable, though. Ow. Oh, the important thing is to get inside, and, you know, they keep the DVD version a little more. Looks like the cover's kind of reversible in the same way, except maybe not quite as. I don't know. Nothing bad, just maybe not quite as well presented as. Oh, there was no sleeve, was there? Anyways, let's turn it on its side like this, and here's this week's anime DVD collection update. So, I think I might have mentioned that Super Mario Odyssey was a priority, and I managed to finish that. Overall, it was pretty fun. It had its annoying moments. I guess eventually you reach a point where somebody had to come up with some idea, and you're like, why the fuck would somebody throw a version of the stage without any items, helper items, or something or the other? And the controls are bad, and even though you roll over the P switch, it doesn't trigger, and a bunch of bullshit. But oh my god, that last collectible. Anyways, I reached a point where I collected all the explicitly listed stuff. I bought all the outfits that could be bought, so the only thing that would be remaining to do is to buy additional collectibles to reach a full count, which it sounds like, you know, you get a tiny thing for doing it, but I'd need to raise something like 11,000 coins, and I think I've reached the ending point, and so I'm finally able to start focusing on anime again. So of course I finished Orange, and it was nice. It's a kind of feel-good anime with some, I don't know, what was I gonna even say about it? This has been a weird week, but overall, it's trying to have the characters always being overly nice and happy. It's one of those things where I imagine some people just wouldn't like this series just because of kind of how unrealistic. I mean, there's an idealism to it that's, I guess for some reason I've been feeling really cynical lately, which is bad because I'm already kind of cynical. But I can feel a little disconnect there, but at the same time enjoy watching it and wanting to see what all happened, even though you know, you can probably guess what's going to happen. And overall, running happy anime. Yeah, I guess. And I decided to start the Testament of Sister New Devil, which it's actually been okay. It's done a couple of things to turn the common tropes a little on their head, which works out for it because there's less eye roll than usual. It's the sort of thing where I'm not sure I could definitely say that the anime is good, but it's definitely, I think, an enjoyable member of the harem concept. I want to see a bit more. Really, at this point, my only main complaint would probably be that the master-slave bond and the curse stuff that they kind of bring up, it actually feels a little distracting. It's got some purpose and point, but at the same time leads to stuff where it's like, I can understand why people might be enticed by this, but it also kind of feels like it's interrupting character flows, I guess. But outside of that, you know, I'm only like 3 or 4 episodes in. I'm kind of curious to see what's going to happen. But I don't know. I only started that last night, I think. Huh. I guess I'm not quite sure what all I'm remembering. And, you know, I did mention that I played this, I think. Or if I didn't mention it, I did play a little bit of this, because obviously I finished, let's see, there's imagery on the inside. So I finished Super Mario Odyssey, and I did fire this up because I'd been kind of curious about the game, but not, I don't think I want to get too deep into it because I don't know how long it'll take me. And Pokemon comes out on Friday, and I have coworkers that are going to actually be also playing it, so I think I want to make sure I've got my attention focused in that direction. But I don't know, mine's in a weird place. Back to Doom. I only played through the first level, and what I'm calling the first level is not the tutorial level that then leads you into a slightly more level-ish setup. It's basically once you reach the first point where it's something on the map specifically says, oh yes, this is definitely the end of a level, and I'm playing on the easiest setting, which is pretty good because I was getting my ass kicked. I think there's a part of me that wishes that the motion control for the Joy-Con aimed a bit more, sort of like playing Splatoon, but I guess it's not that, and maybe there's reasons it couldn't work, or maybe it's supposed to be working and it's not for some reason. I have absolutely no idea. Because there is something that says turn motion control on for Joy-Con when not in handheld mode, but my Joy-Cons haven't been causing any aiming to happen as far as I can tell. And that would make things a lot easier because I'm not used to the 2 joystick style. Which basically means that, you know, I'm doing a lot of strafe and shooting sort of stuff. And, you know, very clumsily at that because I'm not used to the game controls yet. But overall, you know, it looks nice. I don't know how it looks compared to other released versions of it. But it looks nice and it plays nice. And I mean, I really like just the way it kind of starts and some of the implications you think of when you see it. So it's been, it was good. The 1 level I did play, or the 1.5 if you want to count the what I think of as a tutorial level as a thing, even though it's not exactly, is it? I don't know. But yeah, let's just say that the first level has collectibles. Unless that one did have collectibles and I just didn't know how to find them. Oh well, yeah, I still don't understand what the game considers a secret or how it thinks about. I'm thinking of things in terms of original Doom, but at the same time, not quite sure how to think of the triggers, so I don't know if that one thing was a door that opened based on being in another location, or if I missed a switch or something. And whatever. It's all stuff. Hopefully I'll be getting around to watching more anime because, oh god, there's so many things. Especially since I'm pretty much sure I'm not going to get around to watching Iron-Blooded Orphans, even though now I'm curious. Even though there's a pretty good chance that it's going to be like every other Gundam ever. Which is maybe not a very accurate way of saying it, but, you know, there's this similar feeling that a whole lot of Gundams have when you watch them. You're like, oh yeah, this is Gundam. Oh well. I guess I'm beginning to drift off probably because it's 8 o'clock and I haven't had dinner yet. So y'all have a nice week.